Leo, my friend, something beautiful is coming. And it's going to shake you in a way you didn't expect. Not everything that shocks us has to hurt. Some shocks come like lightning in the dark, illuminating, undeniable, divine. This message, this moment you're in right now, could be the first ripple of something you didn't even know you were waiting for. So let me ask you this. What if the most powerful phase of your life is about to begin? And the only thing you had to do was notice? You didn't click on this video by coincidence. That's not how divine timing works. Whether you're feeling inspired, lost, curious, or just tired of hearing the same feel-good messages over and over, you're here for a reason. And I'm not here to sugarcoat or entertain. I'm here to guide you through something real. Because the truth is, you've been carrying a lot, haven't you? You've been pushing through, showing up, maybe even pretending to be okay when parts of you were quietly fading in the background. And yet here you are. Still standing. Still wondering. Still hoping that all that effort, all that inner work, wasn't for nothing. And I'm here to confirm it, it wasn't. Leo, the universe is shifting. And it's not just theory or astrology fluff. You can feel it. You've had that tingle in your chest, that image in your dream, that little voice that said, something's coming. You've noticed numbers repeat. You've felt old things rise again: love, regret, desire, clarity. What's arriving for you isn't random. It's not even luck. It's alignment. A moment of divine reward for staying in integrity when nobody was watching. This isn't just another new moon message. This is a portal, a real energetic opening. And yes, that might sound mystical. But you know what? Sometimes, the most mystical moments are also the most personal. Like a phone call you never expected. A conversation that heals. A door you thought had shut. Quietly unlocking. So take a breath. Set down the armor. You don't need to force anything to happen. But you do need to stay open. Something beautiful is forming, and while it may surprise you, it won't confuse you. When it arrives, it will feel like a homecoming. The kind of shock that makes your soul exhale. And listen, I'm not going to ask you to believe blindly. I'm going to ask you to pay attention. Watch what unfolds this week. Watch who reaches out. Watch what signs cross your path. Because I promise, if you're still enough to receive it, you'll know this message wasn't just a video. It was a whisper from something bigger, written just for you. Now, before we dive in deeper, I want to say something that matters. Thank you. Truly. For being here. Your presence, your support, your likes, your shares, your comments mean more than numbers. They're part of a field of energy that helps keep messages like this alive, reaching those who need them most. This space we're building together isn't about followers, it's about family. So if something in you resonates right now, don't hold back. Leave a comment. Let the universe hear you say it. I'm ready to receive what's meant for me. And stay with me until the very end, because Leo, what the cosmos is revealing for you today is nothing short of extraordinary. Let's begin. Leo, I know you felt it, like walking through a fog with no clear path, only a quiet hope that there's light somewhere ahead. There were days you kept going, not because you felt strong, but because you didn't know what else to do. Maybe you smiled on the outside, showed up for others, played your part while inside, something weighed heavy. If that's you, let me say this clearly, nothing about what you've been through was wasted. The confusion, the stillness, even the moments when you questioned everything, these weren't detours. They were preparations. In astrology, the sun is your ruler. It governs your sense of identity, your life force, your radiance. And when that solar energy begins to align with Venus and the moon as it is, it activates a rare, golden window. Not just in the sky, but within you. This alignment doesn't just symbolize luck or good vibes. It marks a gateway. One that often only opens a few times in our lives, and when it does, it asks just one thing: are you awake enough to walk through? What you may be sensing through synchronicities, vivid dreams, unexpected memories is this doorway forming. And yes, it can feel disorienting. Often when your soul is being recalibrated for something higher, the outer world looks messier, not clearer. That's not chaos. That's movement. That's energy reconfiguring your path for something more aligned with who you've become. Because you have changed. Quietly, slowly, even painfully you've evolved. And now life is about to reflect that back to you. But let me be real with you. Just because the door opens, doesn't mean you'll walk through it. That takes trust. It takes the kind of faith you build over time, not by reading horoscopes or pulling cards, but by living through the fire and coming out softer, not harder. This is the faith that says, I don't know how, but I know I'm not done yet. It's the same kind of trust that Jesus spoke of, not in grand gestures, but in mustard seeds. Small, quiet, consistent faith planted in the cracks of your most uncertain moments. In my experience as someone who's walked with thousands through dark nights of the soul, I've learned this: breakthroughs rarely come when you feel ready. They come when you're tired. When you've let go of needing to prove anything. When you're finally still enough to hear the whisper instead of chasing the roar. And this, Leo, is your moment to pause and listen. You see, when the universe begins to wake you up, it doesn't always start with clarity. It often begins with a restlessness you can't explain. With something in you that says, there's more than this. That's not dissatisfaction, it's divine stirring. A gentle nudge to say you've outgrown the shell that once protected you. And now, it's time to stretch. So if you've been doubting yourself, questioning your worth, second-guessing your next step, know this: the fog you've been walking through is lifting, not because you forced it to clear, but because you grew beyond it. That's the true sign of transformation. Not in grand announcements, but in subtle shifts: how you speak to yourself, how you no longer chase what depletes you, how you say no with peace instead of guilt. And right now, all that quiet inner work is crystallizing into one powerful moment. A radiant turning point is preparing to unfold. The kind that doesn't just give you something, it reveals you to yourself. And if you felt any part of this message resonate, if you feel like this was meant for you in this exact moment, then don't keep it to yourself. Comment below to affirm it. Say, I'm ready to receive what I've grown into. Speak it aloud. Declare it. Claim your moment. Because Leo, the light that's waking up inside you, it's not just meant to warm you. It's meant to guide you forward. And it's closer than you think. Leo, there's something powerful unfolding for you right now, and I say that not to build hype, but to speak plainly to a moment that feels both unexpected and overdue. You may already sense it, something in the air has shifted. Whether it comes as a surprising message, an offer that seems to appear out of nowhere, or a moment of quiet acknowledgement you never thought would come, this isn't luck. It's not coincidence. It's return on energy. And it's been a long time coming. You've been showing up. You've done the hard inner work, even on days when no one noticed. You've carried grief, disappointment, confusion, and yet you didn't let those things harden you. You stayed soft where it mattered, and stronger where it counted. That's not easy in a world that often teaches us to armor up. But because you didn't shut down, the universe didn't shut down on you. Instead, it's been aligning the pieces behind the scenes, and now, one of them is about to land right in front of you. Here's the thing. What's coming your way, whether it's a job, a reconciliation, a long-awaited breakthrough, it's not here to impress you. It's here to recognize you. That's a very different kind of gift. This is the kind of moment that affirms the quiet decisions you made months ago, when you chose to grow instead of give up. When you forgave someone who never apologized. When you invested in your vision even when the return wasn't immediate. That's what makes this moment sacred. Because it was earned, not forced, not manipulated, not chased. Astrologically, the timing is precise. As the sun reaches its peak expression in your sign, and aligns with Venus and the moon, it activates what I often call the spotlight of the soul. This is when things hidden become visible, when clarity replaces guessing, and when divine timing no longer looks like delay but like orchestration. You might not know the exact shape of what's coming, but if you've been sensing something, this is likely it. And it's arriving through the channel that matches your growth most. The symbolism here matters. In the tarot, the star card appears after the tower has fallen. After destruction. After truth has cleared the rubble. And when the star rises, it doesn't scream or demand attention. It glows. Quietly. Steadily. And that's what you're doing now. You're no longer waiting to be saved, or to be told what your worth is. You're walking into the kind of moment that doesn't need to be announced, that it simply feels right. Like something returning home. That's why it might feel like the universe is finally seeing you. But really, it's you seeing yourself more clearly. And the world is reflecting that new clarity back to you. You're not attracting this because you're lucky. You're attracting this because you're ready. You're in alignment. The energy has caught up with the intention. So I invite you to mark this moment, not by trying to predict what will happen next, but by acknowledging that your presence here now is part of the unfolding. You are living through a pivot point, whether or not it looks dramatic on the outside. Keep your eyes open on October 30th and 31st. This is when the light shifts. And for you, it's a window. Not to wish harder, but to receive fully. If you've ever whispered to the sky, "When is it my turn?" this might be your answer. Not in the form you expected, but in the one that fits you now. If this resonates, if some part of you feels seen in this moment, take a second to write it below. Say it with intention, "I receive what I've grown into." Let the comments section be your altar, your echo into the field of what's already on its way. You're not being gifted a miracle. You are the miracle being returned to yourself. If you've been on a healing journey, Leo, this is the moment the universe gently leans in and whispers, "You've made it through." Not in the loud, cinematic kind of way we often imagine breakthroughs to happen, but in the quiet, undeniable sense that something inside you has shifted for good. That the wound no longer defines you. That the person you used to ache over doesn't take up the same space in your heart. That the heavy parts of your story no longer weigh you down, but instead shape the strength you now walk with. And sometimes, in these sacred pauses between pain and peace, life surprises you. It might show up as a message from someone you thought was gone for good. Not to reopen old chapters, but to give you closure, allow you to exhale something you didn't realize you'd been holding on to. Other times, someone entirely new enters the scene. And something about their energy feels uncannily familiar, like meeting a part of yourself in another form. In astrology, we often see this as a Venusian pull-us soul connection orchestrated by alignment, not logic. It's not always grand or dramatic. But it feels right. It feels safe. And it often comes when you least expect it. This isn't about romance for the sake of romance. This is about love that reflects back the healing you've done. When we talk about the Lover's card in the tarot, many think it only means a relationship. But at its core, it's a mirror. It shows you where your values align. Where your heart says yes. And right now, your energy is radiating openness. Not because you're seeking anyone to complete you, but because you've become whole on your own. You see, when we heal deeply, we stop chasing closure through external validation. We no longer need someone to return just to prove we mattered. We no longer fear losing someone who isn't meant to stay. That's when real love becomes possible. Because we're no longer loving from our wounds, we're loving from our wisdom. And that changes everything. The current Venus energy is amplifying compassion and emotional depth. It's a beautiful moment to reconnect with your own heart. To notice how much you've softened, and how much braver you've become. You may feel more emotional this week, more open to receiving even if your mind tries to stay cautious. That's okay. Healing doesn't mean becoming fearless. It means being willing to stay present even when vulnerability feels risky. If there's someone on your heart right now, pay attention to the feelings that arise. Are you feeling pulled to forgive? To reach out? To let go? Or to open your heart to the unknown possibilities ahead? These aren't questions you have to answer with certainty. They're invitations to listen more closely. And when you do, you'll begin to sense the subtle movements in your energetic field that signal a new chapter beginning to write itself. So take a breath. Place a hand over your heart. And if you feel like someone might be thinking of you, shouldn't push that feeling away. Trust that your spirit knows things your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And if you feel ready, share that in the comments. Say something as simple as, "I feel it," or "I'm ready to receive love in a new way." Let your words plant a seed in the collective energy we're holding here together. Because this isn't just about healing. It's about what comes after. It's about waking up one morning and realizing without anyone needing to tell you that you are no longer where you were. That you have outgrown the ache. That you are no longer waiting. You're simply open. And in that openness, love walks in. Not to rescue you, but to walk beside you gently, freely, fully. Leo, your soul has never stopped reaching. Even in the silence, even when doors closed, even when nothing seemed to move, there was a part of you that kept showing up. Not because you had all the answers, but because something deep inside whispered, "I'm meant for more." That quiet persistence, that sacred fire. That's what this next part of your life is responding to. What's coming next may not look dramatic at first glance. It may even begin as a simple message in your inbox, a short conversation, a glance at something you once set aside. But don't underestimate it. Energy is gathering around your professional life and financial growth like clouds before summer rain. And when it falls, it won't just be income, it will be direction, clarity, alignment. The kind of blessing that affirms the version of you who kept going when no one was watching. For those of you feeling stagnant in your career or unsure whether your creative efforts are paying off, this is the week to lean in again. A sudden collaboration, unexpected feedback, or long-lost opportunity may resurface. And you won't need to chase it, you'll recognize it, because it will carry your energetic signature. It will feel right in your body, not just in your head. In numerology, the numbers 3 and 8 are active in your field now. 3 represents divine creativity, the kind that's birthed from chaos, shaped through vulnerability, and destined to be shared. 8, on the other hand, brings the energy of material empowerment, abundance rooted in self-worth, not performance. These numbers together are no coincidence. They're telling you, what you create from a healed place will sustain you. Of course, energy is only one piece. Your body is the vehicle carrying all of this transformation, and it needs care too. Burnout has a sneaky way of looking like discipline, but Leo, your light shines brightest when you are rested, nourished, and filled from within. Small shifts matter now: more magnesium to calm the nervous system, B vitamins to support your mind, intentional hydration to keep your channels clear. Consider beginning your mornings not with urgency but with presence. Even 5 minutes of quiet movement, breath, or journaling can turn your whole day. There's also a sensory language to this week. Certain colors are vibrating at a frequency that supports your heart and vision. Bronze gold strengthens your confidence and draws opportunity. Peach pink invites tenderness, helping you lead with emotional intelligence. And silver white activates clarity and mental direction, supporting decision-making from a place of alignment rather than pressure. You might wear them, meditate on them, or simply place them near your workspace. Let them remind you that your energy is your most valuable currency. And above all else, don't let fear of disappointment keep you from trying. You're not the same person who once took risks blindly. You're wiser now. You've learned to pause, to discern, to trust your body's cues. And when the opportunity arrives, because it will, you'll know what to do. If something in this resonates, I invite you to leave a comment below, even a single word like aligned or ready. Your voice carries energy too. And your small act of sharing anchors your intention in this moment. Because, Leo, what's coming is not a stroke of luck. It's a return on faith. And it's time. There's something sacred about the moment before a revelation unfolds. It's quiet, still, like the deep inhale before a wave finally crashes against the shore. And Leo, I want you to know that what's coming toward you is not just beautiful, it's clarifying. That news, that opportunity, that shift you've sensed but couldn't name, it's not just here to make you smile. It's here to wake you up. To realign the part of you that once settled for less than your light. When I said earlier that a beautiful shock is coming, I didn't mean drama. I meant grace. A grace so sharp and pure that it might bring tears to your eyes, not from sadness, but from the realization that everything you thought was lost has been recalculated to arrive in a better form. And not a moment too soon. This is what the universe does when it sees you've stayed the course. It doesn't just hand out gifts, it reveals meanings. Layers. Timing. The sentence, "look again," becomes the mantra of your soul. That job that didn't call back? You'll now understand why. That person who walked away when you needed them most? Their absence carved space for something richer. That delay that nearly broke your spirit? It was protecting your alignment. And suddenly, you'll see it all clearly, not with regret, but with awe. When we say, "look deeper," we're asking you to let your inner sight lead. Not the eyes trained to expect disappointment, but the eyes of the healed version of you, the one rising now. Because here's the truth, your evolution didn't happen on accident. It was carefully layered through discomfort, through waiting, through that silent courage no one saw. But you kept moving anyway. In astrology, this period is influenced by harmonics between the Sun, Neptune, and Chiron, a healing triangle for the heart. And for a sign ruled by the Sun like Leo, that means your essence is being redefined, upgraded, expanded. It's not just about being seen, it's about seeing yourself, finally, without distortion. Seeing the patterns you broke. The cycles you chose to end. The peace you chose over chaos. You might cry. And you should. But let it be a release, not a breakdown. Let your tears be the evidence that you're no longer resisting what's yours. Let them cleanse the last layer of disbelief so that your new path can unfold without the weight of the old one. I want to invite you, right now, to pause and ask yourself, what am I finally ready to let in? Say it out loud if you can. Write it in the comments if you feel called. That's not just engagement, it's energetic commitment. It tells the universe you're no longer doubting the blessing. You're partnering with it. The message of this part, dear Leo, is simple but powerful. The truth that once felt too painful to understand will soon feel like the most liberating piece of your story. And when it lands, your only job is to breathe and say, "I see now. Thank you." You didn't survive just to survive. You were being shaped. And now, it's time to shine, not because someone finally gave you permission, but because you remembered who you are. And that's the kind of miracle that changes everything. Dear Leo, if you've made it this far, take a breath and really feel what that means. It means your heart is still listening. It means your soul is still open. And most importantly, it means you're ready. You've just received not just information, but an energetic transmission. A remembrance. A mirror held up to your light. What comes next isn't just about the external news, or the breakthrough, or the surprise event that knocks at your door. It's about how deeply you believe that you deserve it. This is your golden hour, Leo. Not because everything is suddenly perfect, but because you are seeing differently. You are now aware. The seeds of faith you once planted in dark soil during lonely nights, private disappointments, and moments no one knew about, those seeds are finally pushing up through the surface. The light you thought had abandoned you was actually rooting itself inside of you the entire time. So I ask you this, what are you willing to receive today that your past self couldn't have even imagined? Can you allow yourself to be surprised in a good way? Can you make room for joy that doesn't come with a warning label? You've waited, you've grown, and you've earned this next chapter. But more than earning, it's about allowing. If you felt seen, heard, or moved at any point during this message, I invite you to write in the comments, "I am ready to walk through the golden door of my life." This simple declaration activates more than you know. It aligns your energy with your intention, and it shows the universe you're not just dreaming, you're participating. And if this video stirred something in you, something tender, something hopeful, don't let that spark fade. Like this video to let your higher self know, yes, I received the message. Subscribe to this sacred space we're building here on Eternal Mindfulness. Every single like, every thoughtful comment, and every new subscriber brings us closer together as a family of awakened hearts. Thank you from the bottom of mine for being here. For giving this moment your attention. For letting me speak to the part of you that still dares to hope. Your presence is not taken for granted, it is cherished. Your energy uplifts this channel and allows messages like this to reach more people who may be waiting for the exact word you just heard. And trust me, Leo, whatever pulled you here today, you'll understand it soon. The most beautiful, unexpected moment is about to unfold. So stay with me until the very end. There's more light coming, and I can't wait to see how it finds you. Now tell me, my radiant Leo, what blessing do you feel is already on its way to you? And are you brave enough to receive it? I'm listening. I always am.